Although I'm not a huge fan of using the brush tool in Illustrator, I would prefer using that in other programs like Photoshop. There is kind of a cool thing that you can do with the brush strokes, and I'm going to go ahead and show you some examples. You can do this to shapes, you can do this to lines. I'm going to go ahead and create some random shapes. I'm also going to come over and get the line, come into the line palette. I'm actually going to get the spiral. I always like spirals. They're fun. Okay, let's get this out of here. Okay, so default setting on this is um, a black stroke, and you definitely want to be playing with the stroke on these. And you'll notice up here that it's telling me this information that it's a 1-point stroke with black and it's uniform. So obviously you can come in here and change colors, but I'm going to focus mainly on using the different types of brush things that you have available. First of all, up here, we can change this. We have some options up there. Now, you do need to make the stroke thicker to see this. And I think I'm just going to, across the board, make all of these, let's say, 5. Maybe a little more. Let's dramatize it. So up here, you can see you have these different options. Some of them are interesting, some not so much, but you have the ability to change things up there. Again, you need to make the thickness of the stroke large enough that this is noticeable. Now, another option that you have is using the brush, the brush palette, getting into the brush palette. So here we've got the basic line again. For example, here we've got, whoops, I got to select something. We've got these varieties, right? Some are good, some are not so good. Let's see what happens when we put this one on here. Okay, let's make it larger. Okay, so that can be funky. It might work, it might not. You also can come into the brush library menu. There's some different ways to get to it. This one is one easy one. I actually like the grunge brushes. That's just a particular one that I dig. And so, for example, there are other things available. Some work better than others. For example, the ones that scatter them around, I didn't feel that they worked as nicely with this. I think that's in the decorative ones, decorative scatter. I wasn't wild about that. Let's see this one. I haven't investigated this one yet. And we've got, you can see that up there. And again, you can change the color of things. So I'm just going to come in here and pull that up. Oh, my stars. Well, apparently that is not working on there. Oops, I should have saved that instead of canceling it. There we go. So you get the idea. You can use these on the strokes of shapes and lines, and it expands your ability to be creative with those items in Illustrator.